Good evening, all YouTubers. My name is the White Mexican, and welcome to Market Wash Investments. I have a plethora of cards to be showcasing for you guys tonight, and I do hope that you will enjoy. Giving this card tonight is going to be Muck Raker from the Underworld. Now, you can get this disgusting ultra rare for 16 bones, which is highly overpriced, but why would you do that to yourself? That is just outrageous. You might as well skip me on this and go ahead and get yourselves a nice, luscious, deep, secret rare hollow foiling for about 5 bones here. Interesting enough, this is articulating a little bit in value. I actually picked up 12 copies of first edition Near Mints for about 3 bones about a week ago, so it's definitely interesting that it's going up, and rightfully so. This card has amazing artwork, high rarity, secret rare, really cool artwork. Did I emphasis on the artwork? Also, I think it's going to run pretty nicely with the new Dark World support that's going to be dropping in December, in my personal opinion, and all around just Fiends is relatively generic. There's a lot of archetypes that run Fiends that are just really good in general, so I'm a big fan of this card. I personally just love the whole artwork of the Underworld cards in general, and I think 5 bones is still, you know, fetching a pretty good, pretty relatively affordable price point. Anyway, okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. Moving on is going to be the Pendulum card that searches all magic field spells / magic cards, which is going to be Magispector Pegasus, the Draco Slayer. Now, you might as well just ask yourself, okay, well, why don't I just run Terraforming? Well, unfortunately, Terraforming is only at 1 right now. It's hit to 1, so that's kind of the reason why. Again, I'm not a big super fan of Pendulums by any means. It does have pretty cool artwork. It is the unfortunate rarity of Ultra Rare, which is just utterly disgusting, but unfortunately this is a solo print, being that's a branded card. Maybe they'll make it in a secret rare eventually, but for right now we're just stuck with this utter disgustingness. So it's kind of unfortunate. Relatively affordable, about 3 bones. Could be a little bit cheaper, but I mean, given that it's generic field magic presence search, I think that's pretty good. Next is going to be I really wish that these would not load. Is it gonna make me do that for all these? Okay, no, cool. Alright. Spell Canceller is going to be next. Original print, Generation 1, Magician's Force. Also an ultra rare, but acceptable because they are very much Gen 1, part of the first 13 core sets. All around awesome cards. So this and Genzo, again, work hand in hand. Both machines, one stops traps, one stops magics. Really great. Again, being that it's the first print, there's several ultra rare variants of this. There's even a Speed Duel Secret Rare, which is pretty delicious too. We're going to go ahead and take a look at these first editions exclusively. Starting market price is going to be around 18 bones for lightly played, and then your near mint copies are going to jump up significantly, incredibly, to 54 plus, which is just insane. So if you can find a buyer selling a near mint of these for 54 plus, I think is really good money. I think it's gonna be kind of hard to sell at that high of a price point, but works out us. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, all around really awesome card that seems to kind of come in every once in a while, not very frequently, but when it does, it's a powerhouse card. There's also a Dark Revs Ultra Rare variant, which is really cool. This crap rare from this crap set that no one wants to talk about, and then this crap common for presents, and then of course the secret rare from Speed Duels, if you guys are into that. Royal Magical Library is going to be next. Now this is the highest rarity as a super rare dawning out of OTS pack 7, so relatively old now. Really great artwork. This reminds me of like Harry Potter tripping on acid, like library, like Magic War. It's kind of crazy. Love how it's a light spellcaster, level 4, synergy with potentially, you know, Secret Village and any other spellcaster builds. Really awesome stuff. I love the artwork. I think it's gorgeous. Again, I'm a big fan of super rare, especially from OTS. For near mint bulks, this is like quickly running out of the market. There's a 3 stacks of 3 here for about 2-ish bones, give or take, and then it jumps instantly to about 4 plus the shipping, and then it goes to 5 after that, and then it's gone. It's pretty much gone. There's a fat stack of 16 here. Those are 6 bones a pop. This card looks super cool. And then that's of course for near mint, and if you jump in, even for lightly played too, this is pretty much all we got for bulk prices. This card has been something I've been watching for a long time. I have several copies of this. I'm a really big fan of this, so you guys should definitely have a playset yourselves. In my personal opinion, there's a Dark Revs common, and then there's the original Magician's Force Generation 1 first editions. Now obviously Super is going to be better, but if you had to get any other alternative option, I think a first edition original common is not too bad as well. Line is going to be next. So this just got an ultra rare reprint in the Megatins, which I'll admit doesn't look too terrible, but it doesn't come close to the original greatness of the OG dawning as a super rare from Lightning Overdrive. This card is just generically amazing. It's got really great artwork. Again, it's just, this card's always going to be in and out. Light and Dark, everyone knows that Light and Dark has the most support, always will have the most support. The craziest decks come out Light and Dark, and this is just generic fodder goodness, and there's just not really so much I can say about this, but you guys know. If you guys know, you guys know. The best thing about this is it's insanely cheap. We're talking about first editions, near mints, bulk prices, a fat sack of 32, a little over a quarter, 5 here for under a bone, and it really trickles up to about a bone a piece for these bulk prices. Insane, insane, insane. I definitely think if you guys don't have a minimum of 3 to 9 copies of these at these prices, I think it's definitely a good thing to pick up. Now obviously there are other variants like the Starlight Rare, which is insanely expensive, and rightfully so. It's an amazing card, amazing artwork, and collector's card, and just hard to get in general. The Ultra Rares, again, they're really cheap too, but think about the Megatin, so they had a lot of miscuts, which I think is kind of cool. I personally have like a really bad like far center right miscut Megatin variant, which I kept. I got rid of all the other ones. I just kept that one because it's super miscut, and I like, you know, miscut stuff because it kind of is like technically a misprint, and that's kind of cool. But other than that, I think the original super rare dominates over any other prints besides obviously the Starlight Rares, but those are just have a fat price tag, and I'm not about to pay that much for one single card personally myself. Dark is gonna be next, so this is even better I think than Lina. Now they're both super good, but Dark by far definitely has even more support than Light. Even though Light does have a lot of really good stuff, Dark has even more, and it's just insane. Really cool artwork again. Interesting enough, I believe that this is the only variant outside of the Starlight Rare as well, so I'm really surprised that we haven't seen any reprints of this card. If we do get a reprint of this card, I really hope that it's not the disgusting rarity of Ultra Rare and they make it a secret rare. That would be ideal. But right now I'm pretty satisfied with these super rares. I personally just have a playset myself, and rightfully so. These are going for roughly around 3-ish bones, plenty on the market, which isn't too bad. Ideally, I think 2 bones is more of a reasonable price point for this, even though it is super good and there's not a lot of prints in circulation. I think more than likely, definitely it's going to get reprinted, and hopefully it gets reprinted in an anti-ultra rare nice rarity. Ledger of Ledgerman is going to be next, so this still to the date apparently is a solo print secret rare from Cybernetic Horizon, so kind of getting up there a little bit in age, and this card is sitting at about 3-ish bones for the bulk prices. There's a fat sack of 22 right here for about 3 bones for lightly played first edition. Now the thing about this card is it's slow, and I get it, and it can only be ran in a really slow format and ideally in a control style deck. Thing I love about this, it is a solo print, a huge hit. It is high rarity secret rare, which is really gorgeous, and the artwork is really cool. It reminds me of like almost like a fortune teller, like magic bulb, globe, orb thing. And she's like throwing gang signs with her hands. I don't really know. It's kind of crazy, but she kind of looks like a ninja too, with like this whole like cloak and dagger style stuff. So super cool. Again, I think the best price is again around that 2 bone. Anything under 2 bones for bulk prices I think is great. That's personally when I got my copies at. But keep in mind that if this card sees play, more than likely it's going to articulate some pretty good value, seeing that for all those reasons I mentioned before. Card Demise is going to be next, so currently a one of, unfortunately. This is the highest rarity as a secret rare dawning from the infamous Legendary Collection Kaiba. Really love the artwork on this, love this card. Ideal anti-meta draw power card, and just, you know, again, slower format control card. Really great stuff. I really hope eventually this comes to at least 2, hopefully 3. Everything about this card is just really great. It has the one restriction, which is right here, which is pretty heavy, but again, when you're playing like an anti-mana control deck, that really doesn't matter much to you, and it's just really great to proc this off. Starting market price for this is going to be roughly around 5 bones, and then goes to about 6 for onesie twosie stacks for lightly played first editions / near mint, and then bulk prices is insanely significantly more expensive, with the first English copies coming in at 30 bones, which is insane, and then there's some Frenchies here for 27. Now there are other versions which are utterly disgusting because they are ultra rare, unfortunately. The original being Millennium Pack Ultra Rare, which again is just pretty much useless because It's ultra rare, and there's a secret rare for pretty much the same price. A couple more bones, you can get actual nice looking secret rare, so I don't know why you would hate your life and go ahead and invest in these ultra rares. Next is going to be Thunder King Ryo from the GX manga promotional cards. These are the secret rares. Now, there is an ultimate rare of Thunder King Ryo, which I personally don't like because it's like super thin and it's really insanely dark, and it kind of takes away from the artwork in my personal opinion. But I mean, I get it, it's an ultimate rare, it's old, it's hard to get, but I'd much rather have secret rares, and I do. I have several copies of the secret rare. I'm a huge anti-meta player, and I love this card to death. And we can see here, it's seeing some significant price increase. I don't know who's running this, but I'm happy that they are because it is a total baddie. So our market price for this is going to be roughly around 33 bones for lightly playeds, and then it quickly jumps up to almost 100 bones for a single page ups to near mint lightly playeds. So now with near mints being about 46, which is insane. I definitely think this is something, if you guys are like rarity horse and you want to play the secrets. Personally, I run the golds. I'm not so sick to run the commons, but I run the golds in my build personally. I actually sold, like, push a couple off for 8 bones a piece. So I actually need to get some more of them when this card calms down. But right now, I think this is a really good price point if you're not using these. I think pushing them off for like 40 bucks to, you know, 40 to 30 or whatever this is pretty good money. Definitely keep a playset. I think this is ideally, in my personal opinion, a White Mexican's opinion, I think this is the best variant that we have. Taking a look at the ultimate, this is what it looks like. It's pretty thick. Starting market price is going to be 155 for a Spanish, and then the same for this Italiano European, and then English is going to be 160 for lightly played. Let's go ahead and take a look at bulk prices really quick. There's a single 5-stack here, starting market price, so whopping 250, which is insane. And of course, there was the golds from Gold Series 3 that I was talking about. These actually may or may not have gone down, but I pushed off some of these for 8 bones a piece not too long ago. And then the commons, all versions are worth pretty good money. So honestly, I would, like, rough summary, hold the secrets if you have a playset. If you don't have more than a playset, sell the rest. Unless you're crazy like me and just like hoard this card insane, because anti-meta is like a really true thing to my heart. But then sell the rest, even the ultimate rare. Forget the ultimate rare. Next is gonna be some Dark World stuff. So again, I'm a huge Dark World fan, and we're getting the new structure deck, which I already pre-ordered in Europrint, which I'm super ecstatic about. And it's just gonna be really fun to get that in the mail. Anyway, Silva is potentially hyped to be used and back in full force here, and these ultimate rare original prints from Elemental Energy are going for some insane market price. So I am looking exclusively at the first editions. This is the highest rarity of ultimate rare, and starting market price is 85 bones for moderately played first edition. First lightly played is going to be 105 bones, which is incredible, and then it goes to 120 plus for near mints. Looks like there's one stack here. One stack, which is 150 bones for lightly played first edition, which is really insane. Now, there also is secret rares from Legendary Collection, which looks really nice as well. So if you guys want a really nice rarity, definitely invest in first editions exclusively. I personally have some of these secrets myself, and they look just gorgeous. We'll switch this over really quick, and these are going for about 6, at least for bulk prices. So a little bit more for this. If you guys just want to run 1 to 2, I don't really know what the best ratio is going to be yet. Personally, I plan on running at least one of them myself. It's going to be about around 5-ish bones, give or take, for a lightly played first edition. Alright, enough about that. Next is going to be Brow. Now, these as well are articulating some great value for the ultimate rares. Again, looking at first editions exclusively, because, like, let's be real, guys. If you're gonna go all, if you're gonna go original print ultimate rare, you might as well just go first edition. I really don't like going like high rarity and then not first edition. You just, you know, like, kind of go big or go home mentality. Starting market price for a heavily played first edition would be 26 bones. There's a damaged one for 28, and pretty much all these other ones are insanely expensive. And then you get to the lightly played, first lightly played first edition, which is Phantom under 100 bones for 97, and then it breaks that 100 bone mark. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the near mint. Now, keep in mind, this is insanely old, so the chances of this truly being near mint is kind of slim to none, but personal preference. It's up to you guys. I know a lot of players would agree with me that picking up high rarity cards in near mint isn't always worth it. You might as well just kind of go for lightly played. You know, even like some collectors, unless it's like an in-person thing that you can truly verify, just be really skeptical about that. So really great stuff. My personal favorite rarity of Brow. Amazing artwork, amazing card, great draw power. There are alternatively from, again, Legendary Collection 4 Joey's World, the secret rares, which also look really great. Now personally for myself, I'm going to be running the secret rares when I play. I think they're gorgeous, and again, there's no way that I'm going to be caught dead playing my first edition ultimates. I'm keeping my first edition ultimates. My unlimited ultimates I'm probably going to push off. Probably already should have by now. The hype is real, but these lightly played first editions are going to be about 7 bones, give or take, for lightly played near mints, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at bulk prices, and those are going to start about 9 bones. And there's a fat, thick stack of 44 here from Card Addiction, so pretty cool stuff. Alright, next is going to be Snow. Now, the first thing I'm going to say about this is she is my all-time favorite Dark World card. She's a total baddie. She's the searcher. She rips anything from the deck. Super cool. And this is the highest rarity technically that we have of Snow. In my dreams, she comes out as ultimate. I think that would be really cool, but that's slim chance to none. So right now we're stuck with the secret rares, which I don't mind because secret rare is one of my all-time favorite rarities. So again, we're looking at first editions exclusively because, again, if you're going first edition or going secret rare, you might as well go first edition. They're going to be about 9 bones. This is also, well, actually it's not for bulk prices, just for any. There are a couple 3 stacks for 9, which isn't too terrible. And then it kind of just trickles up after that. Let's see what the rest of the bulk prices look like. It goes from like about 9, then it goes to 11, to 13, then 15, and it gets kind of crazy after that. Now, keep in mind there are the original structure deck super rares, which again, these are the OGs. They're not as pretty as the secret rares, but they are still very much holofoil as super rare. The original prints from, what was this, like 2012, insanely old, like a decade old structure deck, the original OG, really cool. Now for these exclusively, for the first editions, they're insanely affordable, like 2 bones, like all across the board here. I was really lucky a few weeks ago. I picked up, I think it was I actually have them like right here. Like these are them, original first edition that I played, supers. I think it was 9, if I'm not mistaken, for 2 bones a piece, and I ripped them like instantly because, again, if you can get this first edition lightly played or better condition for bulk prices, like 3 or more, I'd like rip that. Like that is a good rip. That is a really good deal. I really don't anticipate this card staying at this prices, even being that it is just a super rare. There's only 2 prints of this card, and you need this card at 3. The structure deck is coming, and this is going to go up, I promise you. It's already kind of going up, at least for bulk prices, because you will need 3. So about 125 is insane. I mean, forget this shipping, that's nothing. There's 5 stack for 125. This is actually really good. I'll be surprised this doesn't get ripped soon. And it goes to 4, then 5, and then just kind of trickles up after that. So awesome stuff on Snow. A lot of people forget about this, but this is a really good card. The sheer fact that you can see your opponent's hand, this is more so obviously a going first card. So maybe you'll side this out if you're going second, but the sheer fact that you can run this card, it's just a powerhouse card, and it just synergizes so well with Dark Worlds, and just to like rip any kind of like hope from your opponent's hand before they even play it, and then you can also see what's coming next. It's just really good. Plus it's technically like a 1-for-1 with the draw here, and then you could proc potentially Dark World effects if you play it like a smart player and use it at the right time. Starting market price for this is going to be 7 bones for lightly played first editions. Near mints are going to be about Phantom under 9, and this is pretty much all across the board here. There is only a single stack, apparently, 6 here for 20, so bulk prices get very expensive. Now, of course, that is the highest rarity, is a super rare, downing out of the Legendary Collections, Legendary Collection 3. So Dark Rev common. Personally, if you're not going to get the first editions, again, exclusively, don't go unlimited. Go first edition. Go all out. If you're going to go high rarity, go first edition. If there's a little bit too heavy of a price point, I would recommend going for the original first edition Dark Crisis. Very much Generation 1. Very nostalgic. Very old. Let's see if there's bulk prices available for this and if they're at a reasonable price. Now, these are still at a reasonable price for these first couple stacks. They're under a bone for these couple stacks, so I think those will probably get scooped up first, and then obviously the dark revs, but ideally the super rares are really where it's at. To regard the Underworld is going to be next. So this isn't technically ran in Dark World. It could be. It's a little too slow, I think, to be ran in Dark World, but this is an amazing collector's card, amazingly aesthetically gorgeous, great artwork. This is the highest rarity as Ultimate Rare, so I just wanted to take a look at it really quick. There is some OCG ones here, and then even damage. Like, this is insane. Damage is 200 bones starting market price. Really, really crazy. And then it goes to 140, and there's a stack of 4 actually. So let's go ahead and check stacks. So 240 is going to be the bottom rack, 4 stacks, and that's going to just continue to triculate up to almost about 300 bones after that. So really insane. I personally, so I used to have a playset of these when it first came out. When Astral Pack 6 dropped, I picked up a playset of these a long time ago, and I love them. They were gorgeous, but they did come out just a hint a little too dark. I think it takes away from the artwork. Sometimes Ultimate Rares do that, unfortunately. So my personal favorite are the original Extreme Victory first edition exclusive first editions. I have several copies of these. This and like Injection Fairy Lily are like the 2 like waifu cards that I actually like really go hard on as far as investing. And the original print first edition Ghost Hand Trap Girls as well. Those are pretty like prime time. There's the Tin Super Rares, and then there's also the Dusa Ultra Rares, which, you know, own history rare alone, only set to have this like lightsaber looking hollow foil, which is pretty cool. But ideally, if you want all for all at a reasonable price, relatively reasonable, can't go wrong with original OG Secret Rare. I mean, just like deep Secret Rare hollow foils, great artwork, and just, you know, this used to be just like such a powerhouse card, like a game changer, like right up there with like Pot of Duality, and like Solemn Warning and all that great stuff. So we're gonna be looking at first editions exclusively. If you want near mints, they're fetching a pretty good price. There's like an Espanol Spanish one here for 70, and then it goes about to like 80 plus. So pretty fat price points on the near mints. Lily Blades are going to be significantly more affordable for about 57. So no surprise that this is pretty good money. This is very old, and this is a very sought after card in my personal opinion. Next is going to be Dragoons. So I love water stuff. I think like water monsters have some of the most beautiful artwork, especially in Ultimate Rare. This does come in Ultimate Rare, which I'll get into momentarily, but for the original OG prints from the structure deck, Realm of the Sea Emperor, there's a few here for under $1 for bulk prices. Anything under 2, so there's several, at least couple first stacks are under 2 for near mint first editions. I think those are fantastic buys. Now, I personally already have several copies of these. I wouldn't like bulk buy these, but then again, this card is seen like before the common reprint. It's already gone up. I think like the highest went to was like 10 or 11 or 12, maybe even 15, and then went to like 8 and then 7 and then 5, and now it's back to 2 bones. So I think this card is very, very good at this price point. Again, like my rule of thumb is like pretty much anything under 2 bones, that's like really good. That fluctuates a lot, that you can get available in bulk prices is really, really good. First bulk price is $2 first edition, and this just has amazing artwork. It's an amazing card, and it's a beloved deck. There's so many players that love this deck, and I'm very much one of them. So maybe I'm just a little biased, but food for thought. There's the common here that no one really cares about because the super is super cheap, so you might as well just get a hollow foil. Let's look at near mint lightly plates of the Ultimates. I personally only have 1 copy of this, and it was a trade that I did through the mail with Chaney's TCG Store. Really cool guy, so check out his channel. He's really awesome, and I'm really happy that he hooked me up with this card because this is one of my all-time favorite cards, and deck and water alti stuff just looks completely gorgeous, so really thankful for that. Near mint copies are 112, 113 ish bones, and it actually looks like there's quite a few stacks for the first couple picks here, so pretty cool stuff, awesome stuff. I love Dragoons. Okay, Scapegoat is going to be next. These are specifically the rares from Tournament Pack 7. Now, there's a lot of really great rarities of this. The only reason why I'm showcasing this specifically is because there's a stack of 5 here for a little over a bone for lightly played. Now, being that it is Scapegoat, being that it's Tournament Pack 7, insanely old, I think that's a really, really good pickup. Of course, there is an Ultimate Rare variant, which looks really, really great as well. OTS Pack 8, which is really great. There's the Hobby League 5, there's the Legendary Collection 4 Secret Rare First Editions, which are really, really awesome. But all in all, my all-time favorite have to go to the original Magic Stamp, Generation 1, Era 1 of the starter decks, Joey, specifically for the first editions. Now, for the longest time, these used to be insanely affordable. Like, you get bulk prices, first editions, lightly played, near mints for days on end, bulk prices. That's not really the case anymore. I mean, there's like some onesie twosies here, like maybe like this one's a good one because it's a twosie, and these are under 2 bones for lightly played first edition. That's actually a steal deal. I definitely would cop that up quickly. But if we switch over to the bulk prices, it goes up slightly more. Again, this is still relatively cheap. I mean, for what it is this card at 3 or is at 1? I can't remember. I always kind of forget. But for how old this is, and being that these are really truly near mint, and they really truly are lightly played, not worse. Anything like under 5 I think is great. But then again, personally, I got so many of these, like I got spoiled with the two bone mark price. It's really hard for me to spend the money on this now. But these are going away. Like, I mean, you can clearly see like there's like a half of 1 page for both prices of this. And the full hollow foiling is just secret. It has the OG original magic stamp instead of spell stamp. First edition mark, everything is just really, really great. And it's just an all-around awesome card, and this will always see play in and out. Imperial Order is going to be next. So I think it's really cool. I wanted to showcase specifically the original prints for the Unlimiteds. Now, yes, the first editions are really great. I personally have several first editions myself for my collection from, you know, originally playing as a kid, which are really great, expensive, high collectability and all that stuff. But there's kind of a special thing where, like, some of the old school tins, I forget specifically ones, I think it was either like Gen 1 or Gen 2 of the tins. I think maybe it was Gen 1, I can't remember. Anyway, there is a potential for you to get a reverse foil of some of the secrets from the unlimited booster packs in the tins, and Imperial Order was very much fitting that era, Gen 1, that you could potentially get that. I have a couple myself, not too many. I think I have like 3 or 4 or 5 or so, and they look really, really cool. They don't fetch like a super higher price. Like, a lot of people don't even know about it, and they'll just like sell them, and they don't even know that they're selling a reverse secret hollow foil. But I think they look really, really cool. It's kind of just like a cool little like history merit on the card, and I personally like to kind of look out for those. So right here, there is a near mint unlimited, you know, if they really are near mint, is really relatively affordable. I mean, 4 bones for a 4 stack, which is pretty good. So take your chances. Maybe, hopefully, you guys will get a secret rare hollow foil. Maybe not, but I just think that's kind of like a cool little Easter egg hunt to participate in if you guys so are inclined. Then, of course, there's the Duelist Sagas, which are really, really cool. There's a Legendary Collection 3 Secret Rare, which is really awesome now. I know this card kind of got nuked with the errata, which kind of sucks. It used to be, like, way better, but when it was better, it was banned. So, at least now we can play it, but it's banned again, which is kind of shows the true merit and the true power of this card, that they literally banned it, and then they released it, and they errated it to release it, and then even after the errata, they still ended up banning it, which is really, really insane. To who's to say it's going to come back? I'm a personal believer that everything comes back eventually. It is only a matter if they errata it. That they did errata this card, so I mean, it's kind of crazy that it got banned again. But it is a powerhouse card. It's a really, really awesome card. It's got amazing artwork. It's very much a Gen 1 card, really high collectability, and it just looks gorgeous. And there's some, at least for onesie twosies, this is super cheap. There's several here. There's actually one right here for 2 bones. There's a near first edition here for 2 bones. This is insane, insane, insane. You guys need to rip this. If you guys don't get this, I'm gonna get this. This is just like ridiculous. Again, this may or may not ever see the light of day again, because it's just such, like, this card is ridiculous. But this is such an amazing rarity. Like, I have nothing but love for Duelist Saga. Like, I know I rag on ultra rares all the time, and I always will, and it's just kind of my thing. But these are like no other. These are not all true ultra rares to me. These are like above the cut, super good. So I think this is insane. This is really cool. I'm so happy to see that under 2 bones for both prices. There's some Italiano ones if you guys are into some Euro prints, which are a bone, which is really insane. Unfortunately, they're European though. A lot of people kind of like the resale value is more difficult on that, and they go to like 5 bones after that. So would not be surprised if this 4 stack under 2 bones rips. Thousand Eyes Restrict is going to be next, specifically the Master Collections Volume 1 Secret Rares. This is my all-time favorite rarity of this card. Now, of course, we have the original PSV Pharaoh Servant Generation 1 First Edition Ultra Rares, which are gorgeous because they are very much Gen 1. Anyway, but these aesthetically I think look better because they are higher rarity secret rare, and being that it's Master Collection Volume 1, insane, one of the first promo sets, really cool stuff, really great history merit. And these are insanely affordable too. Like, I remember these going for like 20, 18, 15 bones. You can get a lightly played now for about like 5, 6. Now these are onesie, twosie stacks. It starts to articulate more value as you go down. Let's see bulk prices. It does hit that 14 point for stacks, but they are near mint, so up to you. But you really only need one. I mean, I can understand like kind of like wanting more of these. I think I only have one of these myself personally, but just an all-around amazing, gorgeous purple card. Now, I guess, you know, the first edition originals, you know, very high sought after for collectability purposes, so that's something that you can invest in if you want to, you know, pay the piper. It's gonna be pretty expensive for a good condition first edition, seeing it's like, you know, really iconic card, insanely old. But if you don't want the secret rares, there are also super rares from is this the original one, or are these the new ones? I guess it would be this one. There's the Retro Pack Ultra, which is silly, and Dark Beginning, which are like cool, but I would much rather have an original first edition, but it's really expensive, so kind of player preference on that for you guys. The Duelist League promo, these are like just as old. They came out not so far after the original ones, so they are insanely old. So this is definitely no common. I mean, it's a budget option, but for bulk prices, unfortunately, these are still like pretty pricey. So I mean, just get a secret rare at that point, honestly. Alistair's gonna be next. This is articulating some good value. You can see price trends articulating and then kind of dropping off here. This is the highest rarity as a secret rare from Shadows of Valhalla. It's a really cool set. We got a super rare Ash Blossom in this set, which I really like. And these are going for pretty much like 5 bones, like all across the board here for first edition. Like I played near mints. So for the longest time, this card was like 2, 3, and at 2, I was like bulk buying like crazy. If you can get bulk prices for near mint, like played first edition, bulk buys, I think this is insane. So I have several of these. I'm thinking about kind of selling them, but this card, I feel like it has time to grow. I feel like it could grow a little bit beyond this 5, 6 mark. So personally, I'm holding. Maybe it's a bad decision, maybe not. There also is the super rares, which honestly, even though they are the original print, they're pretty ugly compared to the secret rare upgrades. And just the same is Wind Witch Ice Spell, again, Shadows of Valhalla, the secret rare. This is insanely affordable, and it's been like a bone to 2 bones for like years and years and years and years and years. This card has amazing artwork. Of course, it has the synergy with what is it, Clearwing Synchro Dragon, I forget. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, the big boss that came out of Shining Victories, Secret Synchro, really cool stuff. There's just something about this card, I don't know, I just really like this card. I like the rarity, I like the artwork, and I like how it, you know, has potential to bring out Crystal Wing Dragon. It's probably one of the easiest proc effects to get it out, and it's just insanely affordable, and that's the thing about this card. It's insanely affordable. There's a lot of bulk prices, so I think you should definitely pick up at least a couple copies of this, because it's at a really good market price right now. Alright, so we're gonna go back to Cookie Cutter Chaos era. I'm gonna be reviewing some like old school Gen 1 cards because it's just like my bread and butter, and it's been some bit since I've had time to make videos, and I'm about to go ham on this. So first is gonna be Chaos Emperor Dragon, the very first original, unerrated original text in all its glory. Really amazing stuff. Starting market price for this for lightly played first edition is gonna be 140 bones, and we'll go ahead and take a look at some near mints if you guys fancy, and those like double quickly to 275 starting market price through Phantom under 300 bones for near mints. Insane. Personally, again, you got to be really careful when you're picking up near mints to make sure they really truly are near mints. When you're going for like old school high rarity cards like this, I might recommend you might as well just go lightly played. Just make sure that they really are lightly played, not worse. And there's only one single stack of 3 here. Starting market price for lightly played first edition is going to be 280, which is pretty rough. Now there is an ultimate rare version from Duelist Pack Kaiba. I don't know if I have any more of these, but I've had a couple copies. They are really nice. Again, for first editions exclusively, you guys can take a look at that. But personally, I really think that the secret rares really take the cake, even though they are insanely expensive, and I regret selling mine. I think it was in like 2016 I sold mine. I think I had 2 or 3 first editions. I ended up selling them, I think like 50 bones a pop or something like that. So obviously a big mistake on my part, but one day I'm gonna get these back and it's gonna be legendary. So next is we DMOX. So this is the highest rarity technically paper wise from Legendary Collection 3 Yugi's World. This is my personal favorite variant of this. Now we're looking at the first editions exclusively. Starting market price even for damaged is pretty pricey. 22 bones goes to 25, then the first lightly played is going to be 26 plus. We'll go ahead and switch over to near mint lightly plays for more perspective, and then we'll switch over to bulk prices. Only 2 bulk prices, insanely significantly more expensive at 50 bones a pop for that. So incredible. Now there are other versions. Of course, there's original Invasion of Chaos ultra rares. There's also the Dark Rev 2s if you guys are into that. I would not recommend. There's also Duelist Saga too, which is pretty cool too. 2008 Generation 1 Gold Series. Well, this is like really insanely expensive. A lot of the 2008-2009 Gold stuff has been going up like crazy. Near mint versions of this are 40 bones. That's really quite pricey. I love 2008-2009 gold. They really did gold right in these sets. That's pretty pricey for gold still though, being that it's gold, but it does look good and it is very old. Original IOC. Now it's pretty good money even for like the unlimiteds one, about 11 bones, which is pretty cool. I would personally recommend going first edition. It's going to be significantly more pricey, but it makes all the difference. For these Gen 1 old school cards, it's all about first edition, so if you have the dough, roll it, and everything's going to be okay. Alright, so BLS is going to be next. Now really quick, the 2013 Super Rare Tin promos are slowly increasing. You can see here, price trends. They're about 3-ish, give or take, bones for like the onesie twosie stacks. But what's really interesting is when you switch over to bulk prices, that's when they jump to about 4-ish and then 5. So these are kind of somewhat running on the mark. I really do like these, so I've been picking these up left and right, like on just like side trades for like a dollar value there, here and there, and I have several of these, so I'm actually super excited about this finally articulating a little bit of value. This is a really good card, and like this card is still, it came back full power, not errated. People say it was like power crap and everything. No, like this card is still super good. Like remove a light, remove a dark, slap a level 8, like smash for 2 attacks, or remove a card, and then you can go into like a rank 8 XYZ summon. It's just insane. This card is just, and it's got amazing rarities, amazing artwork, amazing history merit. I love this card so much. I'm so obsessed with this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Of course, there's the original first edition Ultras, which are insane. Legendary Collection 3 Secret Rares, which are really, really nice. Now, because they're so affordable, and for playability purposes, I run the Supers. It's just super easy, and holofoil and super, like whatever. But all in all, even though the original Ultras, first edition exclusively, are really, really nice, my all-time favorite is the Master Collection Volume 2. It looks really similar, but different as far as like secret holofoils from Legendary Collection 3 Yugi's World. But this one's just older, and I like both of them, but I like this one's older, and I just like the foils better on this one. So our market price for this is going to be around 23-ish bones for lightly played, and then for near mints, it's going to be significantly more for about 43, which is pretty fat price point. And it doesn't look like there's any availability for bulk prices. This has seen some really great articulation and value over the years. I remember picking these up for like 5 to like 10, and I don't have too many of them. I wish I picked up more, obviously, because it's going for some really, really good money. But I just love this card so much. And then, of course, out of curiosity, really quick, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but since we're here, since I have your guys' attention, we're going to take a look at the Legendary Collection 3's range, which are about 20 bones for lightly played first edition. And let's check bulk prices. About 20, plus that fat 5 bone shipping. I hate it when sellers do that. Anyway, Magician of Faith is going to be next. This is specifically the Dusa Ultra Rares. Now, in my personal opinion, you guys can say whatever you want about the Champion Pack Super Rares. They're super overpriced, and I really don't think that they look anywhere close to as good as the Duelist Saga Ultras. They're nice, but I really think that the Duelist Saga Ultras just completely blow them out of the water, and it's literally a fraction of the price. interesting price trends on this. Value is going to be about roughly 8 bones, give or take, for some lightly playeds and some near mints alike. What I'm kind of more concerned about, because I think this card to invest in bulk is pretty cool, is going to be about 10-ish. 8 to about 10-ish. There's some Italiano ones here if you guys feel so inclined. So pretty steady price point. There is also the Speed Duels Ultra Rare. I think this is really ugly. I would sell it. It's going anywhere between 10 to 12 bones, so I think that's a great sell target if you guys have extra copies. There also is the original Metal Raiders rares. Now, these are actually, even though I really do love the Duelist Saga ones, I would love to run first edition original Generation 1 set 2 Metal Raider first editions. I think that would be so cool, but they're so pricey being that they're just a rare. Like, I understand it's super old and kind of like rightfully so per se, but yeah, I'm not paying 20 plus for just rare, even though it is super insanely old. I'll pay the $8 and I'll play the Dusa Ultras. Change Art is going to be next. So this came off the list completely unlocked, and this is a really good card, and this still is a really good card. And I understand it's really hard to fit cards into the main deck. I personally only run builds that are 40 cards myself for the most part, almost like exclusively, but this is a really good card. I think this is underrated, and there's so many amazing rarities of this. Secret Rare being the highest rarity, of course, from Legendary Collection 3, Yugi's World. Now, even Damage, exclusively for first edition, because if you're gonna go all out, if you're gonna go Secret Rare, you're gonna go high rarity, you have to go first edition, in my personal opinion. Some white Mexican theory for you guys. About 26 bones for heavily played. And then trickles up to about a Phantom under 40. We'll go ahead and take a look, and I just show you guys these like damage conditions just to show you like how insanely invaluable these cards are, even for like crap condition. Light play is gonna be about 42 bones for onesie twosie stacks, and then I'm assuming near mints are gonna be significantly more. We'll switch over to bulk prices. It's gonna go up to 48. Which is pretty insane. So really gorgeous. I think I only have a single copy, if any, for the first edition secrets. Of course, there's original Generation 1 set 2 Metal Raiders, which is really insane. I would love to have a first edition. Insanely old, insanely expensive. It's nice that it's actually getting a reprint in Magnificent Mavens. It's unfortunate that's crap ultra rare. That's really quite shameful, but we're gonna go ahead and take a look and just like look at the quality. Like, there's actually a really pretty crispy picture. Like, look at the quality of ultra rare back then, just like really glossy, really deep, shiny, like just so amazing. It's like nothing like the trash ultra rares that we have nowadays. So lightly played first editions of the original, there's a Deutsch one here that actually looks really cool. Look at all those crazy dots. First Auflage, 70 bones for a 1. Here's a Portuguese one that no one cares about, and 140 for a near mint. English? No, it's not English. What is that? I think it's probably Portuguese. That's false advertisement. Anyway, lightly played is 150 for English, and then do they have a near mint? First edition English? This is the same one. About 2-ish 80, give or take. Insane. Look how gorgeous this looks. Such a beautiful card. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, moving on. Next is me Gravekeeper Servant. So this is really cool. There's a lot of like proc effects that you can do with this. This is a really insane card. I remember using this with Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fishner back in the day to like lock out your opponent from attacking. Really tacky, really nasty combo, but pretty fun little troll combo. This artwork has the uncensored artwork. There's actually, surprisingly enough, a lot of artwork on this that has the uncensored artwork with the crucifixes, which is pretty cool. But this is the original Magic stamped Magic Ruler, like Gen 1 Set 3, which is really cool, and I absolutely love the artwork on this. And there's not really bulk prices available for this for first editions. I would really recommend investing in any other. Would not recommend investing in any other print besides the original first edition. It's just because they're so nostalgic and really quite hard to come by now. These prices are pretty insane. And again, there is no, well, says there actually is some bulk prices, but there's actually not. They lied to us. Okay. Again, so the original had the uncensored artwork, and then Dark Beginning had the the uncensored artwork, and then it was Dark Legends, Retro Pack, and then it's weird. And then the Spell Ruler one. Well, I guess the Spell Ruler came right after Magic Ruler, so this one's apparently uncensored too, which is kind of insane. But anyway, really into like graveyards and moons and all that stuff. It's really Halloweeny. Golden Lord is gonna be next, so probably mixed opinion, unpopular opinion. I love this deck. I love this deck so much, and I actually traded for 2 of these, so I have 2 first edition secrets in my possession. I'm looking for a 3rd one. This card is still really good money. We have the gold variants, of course. I play with the golds personally, just because I'm not playing with my secret rares. My secret rares are for collectability purposes. This is a really gorgeous card. This is a really amazing deck, and I've had a lot of fun playtesting with this deck for pretty much several months now. Starting market price for this is going to be 63 bones for lightly played first edition. Near mints are going to be around 65. And let's check bulk prices. First bulk prices is going to be 66. And that bottoms out at 150. If you've enjoyed this video, please share it with someone that you believe will also enjoy these videos. I hope you guys are making some fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh! Investments yourself. This has been a showcasing by The White Mexican, and I'll see you in the next video.